Hey there, it's Mercedes from PrettyWebz.com, and today I'm going to go over the PhotoScape individual photo editor feature. I'll show you how to edit individual photos to make promotional materials and blog post graphics, and a few tips and tricks to crop your images for social media as well. Now, I have a couple of other videos on the PhotoScape batch editor and also batch resizing of your photos. So if you're interested in learning more about the bulk features, that will save you tons of time. Make sure to check out those videos as well. Now in this video we're going to be using PhotoScape version 3.7. There are two versions of this. I do prefer to use version 3.7 only because it's what I'm used to. I've been using this for years, and this design right here is just very simple for me. But of course, I'm going to open up the other one so that you can look at that as well. This is a newer version. It has more of a Lightroom type feel, a pro feel to it. It has all of the same features here. We'll go to the front page. This is what the front page looks like. So you don't have that circular view, but you do have all of these awesome features that you can use there. So if you're interested in PhotoScape X, definitely you can download both of them and then see which one that you like the most. But for me, we're going to go with version 3.7, and we're going to be using the editor today. I just want to go over a few features for you. You can also access all of that up here as well. So everything that you have down here is also accessible up here. So we'll click on the editor, so you'll get the same interface, except it's just a lighter color. I have these photos saved that I'm going to be using for this demonstration. So we'll go ahead and click this first one. And what we're going to be reviewing today are these 4 tabs. So we're going to start here with the Home tab. And this navigation pane here are just all of the files that are on your computer. So if you have everything that you want to use for your project in a specific folder, it's going to be a lot easier for you. I have images that I'm going to be using, and then I have other assets that I am going to work with as overlays in these images, and I'll show you what I mean here in a little bit. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is resize this photo. So once you've clicked on it here, you'll have it here in the display field, and it's going to show you all the information about this picture. So you'll have the name of the image right here, the dimensions of the image, and then the size of the image here. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. So if you come here to resize and you click on the resize button, it'll open up this pop-up menu, and you can easily I'm going to bring it down to 1000 pixels, and it's going to keep the aspect ratio of the image. You can unclick this and make it whatever dimensions you want, but for us, we are going to keep it at keep the aspect ratio for this. Click OK, and now you'll see down here that it's changed the dimension of the image. There are other ways to resize this as well. You can come here to the drop down, but for me it's just simpler to open up the dialog box and put in the dimensions that I want. Okay, the next thing I want to show you are the brightness, or bright and color. This is a manual setting that you can work with yourself. You can deepen colors in your photo, and it gives you a lot of control with the sliders. Brighten it, add exposure if you want to do that, and then you can even change the hue. Of course, you know, we don't want her to have a blue face, but you get the idea. If you come up with something that you really like, you can save the configuration. We're going to save this new brightness, and then hit save, and then if I leave and then I come back to it and I decide I do want that configuration, I've already saved it here, so I can just add it, and it's gonna apply the configuration that I saved. So if you use one particular preset a lot, that's going to come in handy for you and it will save you a lot of time. So I'm going to cancel that. Outside of brightness and filters and doing all of this on your own, you can come here to the drop down menu and you have all of these options as well. So instead of having the control that you had in the slider scales, this just gives you an option of I want low, middle, or high deepening, and it'll apply it automatically. So I'm going to undo that. Now, in addition to all of these right here, we also have these. This is just a faster way to get to the things that you use most often, or what PhotoScape feels we use most often. You can also access all of these right here. So this is sepia, bandicoot, grayscale, black and white, and reverse black and white are all of these right here. So you can simply with one button get that sepia tone. So get back to that original image. On the home tab, we have the filter effects. This comes in really handy, and it's really nice because you get this little preview window, so you don't have to apply it and then undo it, apply it and undo it. You can just kind of scroll your mouse over all of these, and if there's something that you like, simply click on it and click OK, and that's it. So these are super simple, easy to use, like Instagram almost type filters. And down here at the bottom, you can apply this for grayscale. They're all the same presets, but they're applied in grayscale. And then you can do low. Well, let me get it off of grayscale. You can do low, middle, and high intensity. So we're going to cancel that. We're just going to keep the original image. Now also, if you don't like this pop-up here, you have the option for a drop-down, which has all of the same things. And then right underneath film effects, you have filters. So there are tons of things in here, and then even more when you go into the individual drop downs. So I'm going to do another video that's going to go specifically into filters, and I want to show you my favorites, but definitely go through and play with these a little bit. There's tons of interesting. You can add vignettes, super simple, easy. Let me undo that. But you can have vignetting. You can add an antique look to your images. Tons of things. So go ahead and go through all of these on your own and see what you like. And I will be doing another video that's going to go into a lot of the ones that I like. So in the Objects tab, you have a lot of options here for adding photos and stickers and things like that. The first one I want to show you, which I really like and I use a lot, is the photo, adding a photo on top. These are the photos that I was using, and then these are these are the photos, and then these are the other assets. So if we want to add one of these, and these are PNG overlays, so they don't have they have transparent backgrounds, so you can lay them over top of these images and it's not going to affect the image at all. It's just going to give it a little bit of a decorative enhancement. So we'll go ahead and add that, and we can turn it. Yep. And we can turn it and adjust it, maybe add it here to the bottom, you know, change the size of it. You can add another one if you want, just by clicking here on the plus sign, and we'll put that on the top. I love using strokes like this, just for a decorative effect. And if you are interested in any of these, I have a free sample pack for all of these strokes that you can get in my shop at PrettyWebz.com. I'll go ahead and add another photo just so you can see. This is another an image that's part of another free overlay kit that I also have available for free in the shop. So definitely check these out. You can play with these. And then maybe just kind of add this to the side right here, and then you can crop it out later on, crop out all of this section. But this is just an idea on how you can use overlays in your or other photos. You can also add another image and maybe make a double exposure type image. I don't have any available here that would work for something like that, only because if we add, see if I add an image, if I try to add this image, it's just gonna, and then you work with the opacity. I can change the opacity here. But her face is in the same spot, so it just looks a little strange. But you get the idea and how you could use this effect as well. Okay, the next thing we have are icons and stickers that you can add to your photos. These are all stickers that come with the program, you know, Office, Pencil. You can go through all of these and see which ones you like, and then just add it to your photo. You can make it a little bit bigger, maybe put it off to the side. The next thing is quote bubbles. Add your text up here on the top. And the thing that I love most about this program, PhotoScape, is that whatever's installed on your computer, on your operating system, is going to show up here. So all of my fonts, or at least all the ones that I have installed, are going to show up right here. So it's great for branding. I know a lot of the online editors have specific fonts available, and you cannot upload your own unless you pay for it. This is completely free, and they're not going to charge you to use your own fonts. Okay, so I'm going to add another one here because I forgot to show you that you can change them. They have all of these different shapes here that you can choose from. Let's choose, I'll choose this one. And then you can change the color, and then I can change the opacity of my text as well. I can change the opacity of the balloon itself, and if these little bubbles are on the wrong side, then I can just mirror it, turn it around, and then there are tons of other things you can do with that. Change the color of my text, and then click OK. And resize the balloon. You can have just text on its own. This text right here, we've used just Arial, made it super big, changed the color, applied a shadow to it, and you can change, you know, the intensity of the shadow. You can bring it down, bring it up, change the color. Even if you want a different color shadow, you can do that. I'm going to leave this one black. You can blur it. There's a lot of different things that you can do with lettering and text, and you can even add an outline if you really want that strong look. We'll add that outline. You can add a color that'll make it look like it's glowing even. I'm going to leave the outline off. Click OK. So I'll add that, and then I'll add some more text. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. Now we also have these line objects that you can add under the Objects tab, and I'm gonna add a box, actually an outline. So what I did is I added this color. This is the color that I want the box to be. And I got that color by picking it. I probably picked it up somewhere here in the image. And I'm using this dotted line. I also gave my line, so the inside of the line is this color, and then there's an outline that's this other color. I dropped down the opacity. I made it thicker. I can make it thicker, thinner. And then when I'm happy with all of these, I just put the box, I just hold down the left mouse button, click and drag it to wherever I want it to be. and it'll apply those dimensions there. Okay, now I can come in here and I can grab, because right now I have 3 different boxes applied. So I can come in and with all of these right here and put them where I want them to be. So these I don't even want anymore. So I'm going to cut those out, and then I'm going to grab this box and place it over the top of this. And if I'm still not happy with that, I can delete that, and I'm going to go for a solid color around the back of this text just to make it stand out. Come over here to this little arrow, click on that, and it'll make all of these available. So what this does is right here, it'll move it to the back, and then this one will move it to the front. And then right here is you're going to change the attributes. So say I do want it to be somewhat opaque, then I can change that right here. I can change the fill color and do all of that stuff here. And the next thing we're going to do is look at the crop tab, and cropping is pretty straightforward. We all know how to crop, but there are a few cropping options in here that I'd like to go over with you anyway. I brought this back up to 2500 pixels by 3800. We're going to crop it down, and right now there are several options here for cropping. The first one is crop freely, which means that you choose the dimensions of the crop just by holding down your left mouse button and rubber band selecting anything that you want in the crop field, and then double clicking it, and it's going to crop that out. And then we have a 1-to-1 dimensions. These are like Instagram pictures and things like that, where it'll give you an exact dimension. These come in really handy for social media images. Now, something else you can do, I'm gonna use this US business card ratio, and I'm gonna round crop it. And when I round crop it, it's not going to crop the image. The printed work is going to be in this US business card dimension, but the image will be cropped round. So everything on the outside, the border area, will be a different color. So you can choose that color here, and I'll choose this pink color, and then just choose what I want inside that circle. So say I just want her eyes in there. So this is gonna be the outside of the business card, and then this little circular area. The first one we have is the red eye correction, and this is super easy and simple. All you do is hold down your left mouse button and drag over the area you want to fix, and it fixes it automatically. Same with the other side, we can do that. The next is the mole removal. This is for blemish and mole. It's not just moles or anything, or small spots that you'd like to remove. So he has something up here on his forehead. The same thing, you'll just hold down that left mouse button and drag it over it, and it's going to remove it. Sometimes you have to go over it a few times before it'll remove it completely, but you can see it's now gone. And you can also there is also a paintbrush here with 4 different sizes. You can choose the color from somewhere here on the screen, and we'll paint. You can paint whatever you want on the screen. You can, let me undo that. You can use the clone stamp as well. So if I want to copy, I don't know, this part of her shirt to her hand, I can do that. So there is the clone stamp feature. Undo that. And then you have the effects brush. So essentially this is super control over your effects. Let's try it with a different image, because I do want to show you how to use the mosaic tool, and I'm going to use this picture to do it. So she has a credit card here. Say we want to block out any information that she has on that card. We have this mosaic tool, and you have options for low, middle, and high mosaic. The high is just bigger, or more, you know, a bigger pixelation there. And let's see, we'll go here to, I'm gonna do low. And all you're doing is, again, left mouse button, drag over the area that you want to pixelate, and it's that easy. So there is the low, medium, and high, and then there's also jitter. So this is more, I'm gonna block out the website on there. So just a finer pixelation on the, for jitter. Okay, and I do want to go back to the effects brush, because I think this image, it has more contrasting colors on this one. So we'll show you how this brush works here. So say I want to brighten, I want everything, I love the way the image looks. I just think her face looks a little dark, so I'm gonna go in with the effects brush and just brighten her face. So I only want to work in this area. I don't want to brighten the entire image. And when you let go of the mouse button, it's gonna apply it again to that same spot. So you just hold down the mouse button while you use the brush. If you want higher intensity, you'll let go of the brush and start applying again, and you'll see how it's applied. So I've now made her face super white, but you get the idea. It's just a lot of control over the effects that you use in your images. Remember, PhotoScape is a free open source software that is more than adequate for any blogging or digital marketing image editing. The best part about PhotoScape though is that you can use all of the fonts that you already have on your system. So you don't have to settle for a font that comes in one of the online programs. Everything is going to be completely custom for you. So this program is going to help you stay consistent in your branding. Another reason I love this program is because you don't have to be online to use it. If you're like me and you're easily distracted by all the little pop-ups that come up at the bottom of your screen, telling you what people are doing on Facebook and what's in your inbox and all of that stuff, this is a great way to deter yourself, I guess, from going there and keeping yourself focused on your work, because you can use this offline. You don't have to be online to use this. Plus, it's super convenient and it's so easy to use. Even PhotoScape X is a super simple program to use. This one takes it to another level though. The 3.7 version is so easy to understand and so easy to work with. Now, if you're interested in watching more videos on PhotoScape, like I mentioned earlier at the beginning of this video, check out my other videos in this PhotoScape playlist for bulk resizing and bulk editing photos for social media. For more tips and resources for non-designers, check out my blog at PrettyWebz.com, where we have tons of great resources for online business owners. From planners to graphic design assets, check out all the free downloadable resources available in the blog and our premium freebies in the PrettyWebz shop as well. Thanks for watching.